this is Richard Quek here. Welcome to another session of my Facebook Live. In today's session, I would like to talk about marketing. And the topic is facts tell, stories sell. Alright, now, if you are doing any sort of business at all, I believe that persuading people and influencing people is very, very critical to your success. Alright, if you want to persuade and influence your prospects, you need to touch them emotionally. Do you agree with me? You got to touch them emotionally. That's why when people talk about facts, alright, they talk about features, they talk about benefits. It is not emotional whatsoever, and therefore it's not easy to persuade and influence people. Alright, so basically that is why stories is very, very important. You got to craft a story. Alright, now how to sell? Alright, how to sell? By telling stories. That's the most important thing. Alright, now you have to be a great storyteller. Okay, if you want to be successful, you got to have the capability to be able to tell good stories, interesting stories. Alright, now as you know, the copywriters outside there, they are making good money because they know how to use stories to include in their copy. Alright, so stories is really, really important if you want to be successful. Alright, now let me ask you, are you a movie goer? I don't know about you, but for me, I like to watch movie. I even watch series. Alright, and you won't be surprised, I even watch Bollywood movie as well. Alright, because they are very interesting and I learn a lot of things from that. Now, script that are interesting and sell. Alright, that's why the movie sells very well, because of the script. Alright, now if you look at the movie, especially what you call good movies. Alright, now they have three parts to it. Number one, they have challenges, which make it interesting. Alright, the hero goes through a lot of challenges, and then after that they will show how the hero overcome the challenge. Alright, and finally success and transformation. So basically, any story will have these three parts. Alright, overcoming the challenges, and ultimately the success. That makes it very interesting. If the story is all about, everything is happy, everything is success, that is not an interesting story to tell. Alright, so basically, if you have a movie like that, everything is good, fine, nobody's going to watch the movie, but with all the challenges and so on, people get emotional. That's why emotional content is very, very important. Alright, now let me give you an example about Bollywood movie. I'm sure some of you would have watched Bollywood movie. It could go on for 3 hours, but when you sit down, time really flies. Because why? It's very, very interesting. And you know what happened? Most of the stories, those Bollywood type of story, it start with, a couple fell in love. Alright, well, it started fine. They fell in love and so on. But then after that, they go through some challenges. And the challenges could be, objections from the parents and so on. So they go through a lot of challenges. Alright, in fact, the main part of it is the challenges that they have to face. Then after that, it shows how they overcame the challenges. Alright, and finally, you and I know, happy ever after. Alright, so basically this is how a good story script should go. Alright, and it is interesting. That's why people can sit for 3 hours, 3.5 hours to watch the movie. Because why? It is very interesting because of the script. The script writer must be really, really good to come up with all this type of storyline. Okay, now when we talk about storyline, basically there are many types of storyline. Alright, but here are some of the storylines that are used, especially in movie. Alright, the storyline. The first type is what we call hometown boy makes it. Hometown boy makes it. Example is like, Spider-Man. Alright, Peter Parker is just an ordinary boy. Okay, in fact, nobody respect him. They look down on him, they bully him and so on. But then after that, he became Spider-Man. So actually, hometown boy makes it. Okay, that sort of story is interesting. There's a lot of people want to watch it. Alright, the other type of storyline is reluctant hero. What's a reluctant hero? That means he's forced into becoming a hero. A good example is, if you've seen the movie by Sylvester Stallone, okay? What's the name of the story? First Blood. Yeah, he just came came back from the war and so on, and he went into a town, and suddenly, you know, in the town, he went into, got into trouble with the police officer and so on, and basically, without knowing it, he became a hero. So this is what we call a reluctant hero. Okay, a script like a reluctant hero. And the other thing, storyline is us against them. This is very interesting because it is about us against them. People like that because it is about a small group of people against all the rest outside there. And a good example is, you know, like Avenger. If you see the Avenger, right, it's those team of Avenger against those baddies, you know, us against them. Or another example is like 300 Spartan. If you see the movie, right, 300 of them against thousands and thousands of the enemies. All right, us against them, and people like to watch. All right, so this is the three types of storyline I can tell you. All right, there are many other types, right? But basically, you must be able to understand because you want to create good stories. That's important. Okay. Now, I want to share with you about how to create your own story for your network marketing business. Because in network marketing, all right, you got to tell your success story. It's so important because people get inspired by your success story. All right, your success story can change people because people can relate to you, especially when you talk about your struggle and so on. All right, so people can relate to it and it becomes very emotional. That's why, you know, you have to craft your own success story, and you can repeat the success story, but it does not matter because even people have heard it before. It is still very emotional. It's still very interesting. All right. So basically, you got to craft your own storyline. Let me give you some idea about how to craft your storyline. Okay, it's very simple for network marketing. You're not creating a movie or anything like that. But basically, it's very simple. Number one, you share your background. All right, because people need to know who you are. What's your background like? Like myself, I say I'm a chartered accountant by profession, what I have done, blah, blah, and so on, right? So basically, your background is very important. But telling your background don't have to take 1 hour, 2 hours, all right? A short description about yourself, your background, okay? Then the second part is important, how you join the business. All right, it can be very interesting because some people, they get cheated, you know, believe me, in network marketing, they get cheated by friends, bring them somewhere, and basically how they join. That's how it is. You know, I heard somewhere before, you know, the sponsor tried to bring him to a meeting, but he doesn't want to go to a meeting. He knows that it's a network marketing event and so on, network marketing event. He doesn't want to go, but then the sponsor became very smart and he said, hey, let's go to a movie. All right, for a young man, they think movie. What's for a movie? All those type of extra movie, you know. And basically, he went. And when he went there, he was inspired. He joined the business. So that is a story how you join. All right, your story could be different, of course. You know, different. Everybody have got your own story how they join. All right, like myself, you know, I got a call from my friend from Australia, and then he told me, you know, there's something that's good here that can change your life and so on. And you know, in a way, I joined him out of obligation. That's all. I didn't intend to do as a business, but out of obligation. But well, one thing leads to another, and so on. All right. So basically, your background and how you join is very important. The third thing is, well, again, just like the Bollywood movie, what are the challenges you face? It's interesting because people can relate to challenges, or else you don't talk about challenges. People think that, well, you join, it's so easy to become successful, blah, 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 and so on, right? So tell them about your challenges. The more challenging story you have, the more interesting it is. All right? Like myself, when I first started the business, very simple. There was no office in Malaysia. There was no product in Malaysia. There was no license yet, and so on. So those are the stories that can inspire people. All right? Basically, you know, what are the challenges that you go through? I'm sure you have a lot of challenges, provided you are doing the business, right? If you're not doing the business, then you won't face any challenges at all. So if you are really seriously building the business, then you have challenges. So share with people about your challenges because it can get people emotional, because people can relate to you that, you know, people like you know, having challenges can also become successful. They can also become successful. Okay? Then after that, tell them how you overcame all those challenges. Through all those challenges and so on, how you overcame it. All right, like I like to say, you know, I have to smuggle product from Singapore into Malaysia, and I was caught a few times, and what happened was that some of the products were confiscated by the custom and so on. So basically, I overcame the problem, by doing certain things, all right? Letting them take the product, all right? So basically, those are the things that you can share, how you overcame the challenges. Like I said as well, I don't have upline in Malaysia, so I have to do everything on my own. I have to learn how to become a leader from day one. All right, so how you overcame the challenges, okay? And then the other thing that's important is the point of no return. Point of no return, that means what is the turning point that makes you say, that's it, I'm going to go ahead, I'm not going to turn back anymore. What is the turning point? There must be a turning point, all right? Like myself personally, I remembered one of my turning point was when the company just started in Singapore. Malaysia, it was not open yet. I went to Singapore, and in the office there, my sponsor introduced me to the general manager of the company. All right, introduced me to the general manager of the company, and he looked at me, he shook my hand, and then he walked off. He just walked off. Because why? Who am I at that time? I was nobody, all right? I was nobody. So with that, it hurt me, no doubt, all right? But I made a commitment to myself, say, I'm going to become successful so that he will know who I am and he has to take care of me. And true enough, when I become successful, he got to really take care of me, all right? So that is what sometimes the turning point in your life. And I always like to say, sometimes, revenge is the greatest success of all, okay? When you become successful, you have whatever it is, all right? It is your revenge. But I'm not saying literally taking revenge from people, but to inspire you, okay? To inspire you, that's it. Now, the other thing is, when you become successful, how does it transform you, or what do you achieve, all right? Well, it's not only about buying big cars, living in big houses, going for holiday trips, but how does it transform you as well? Your transformation is very important. Or how does it transform you? It probably become a more a better person, all right? A better person with better attitude. You learn how to be more patient and so on. So what is the transformation like? Okay, I know myself for sure. I'm very impatient, but through my transformation now, I'm becoming more and more patient. All right. So basically, the transformation is not only about what you achieve, what you have, and so on, but also how does it change you as a person? All right, how does it change you as a person? Okay, so that's a little bit about how you can tell your story. Because if you want to be successful, it is important for you to craft your story. It can be the same story all the time. All right, and the story can be in 5 minutes, all right, 15 minutes, or even 1 hour. All right, because if you go on stage, you want to share your success story, it has at least an hour, all right? But you want to talk to somebody, 5 minutes will do. So you should be able to have various versions of your story, okay? And last thing I want to tell you is that please be honest about it, okay? Don't lie about your story and so on. Because at the end of the day, when you lie, people will know that you're lying. They can see right through you. Because when you tell the truth, it will always be there. It will always be the truth, all right? It will always be the same story. But if you lie, sometimes you forget what you talked about previously, right? Maybe a week ago or a month ago you said something. Now, because you are telling a lie, you've forgotten what you lied. All right? So that's all my sharing for today. I hope that you learned something from here. And I believe that, the topic is very important because a lot of people do not understand or appreciate that, facts only tell, but stories is what sell. All right? Stories is what sell. Example, if you are selling a weight loss product, all right? A good example, you sell a weight loss product. You talk about the feature, the benefit, what it contains, what it can do. People are not interested. But you tell a story of a lady who is overweight and show her picture, and then you tell her after taking all these things, she transformed and become slimmer and so on. Stories will sell. People get emotionally involved and they will take action. All right, so that's important. So I hope that you learned something, and let me summarize for you here. All right, if you are in marketing or in business, you need to influence people, you need to persuade people, use stories. So you got to learn how to craft your own story for your own program, for your own business, and so on. All right, you got to be a good storyteller, that's for sure. All right, and well, most stories have got 3 parts. The first part is basically the challenges they face. Second part, how they overcome the challenges, and thirdly, the success and the transformation. Okay. Now, if you talk about storylines, there are 3 storylines are provided for you. Number 1 is hometown boy makes it good. All right, like Spider-Man. The other one is reluctant hero. Okay, he became a hero without planning for it. All right, like the story from Die Hard. All right, and also the other one is us against them. Us against them. So basically, like a small group against all the rest of the world. Okay, example the movie Avenger, and also the 300 Spartans. 300 of them against hundreds of thousands. All right. So that is, people are excited to see it. Although at the end of the day, these 300 of them, they perish, but the storyline is interesting. People want to listen, people want to watch it, okay? Now, for network marketing, if you're in network marketing, you got to craft your own storyline, okay? So basically, how does the storyline goes? Well, let me share with you the few parts, all right? Summarize. You need to talk about your background, how you join, all right? Make it interesting. The challenges you face, how you overcame your challenges. There's a point of no return. What is the point of no return? What makes you say to yourself, that's it, I'm not going back anymore, I'm going forward, that's it. All right. And lastly, when you become successful, what is your transformation like? Beside all the material things that you have, the car, the house, and so on, how you transform as a person, all right? Become a better person or whatever it is, I do not know. All right, so basically, this is how you should craft your storyline. And most of all, please remember, be honest. Don't lie about your story, okay? And that's all I'll share with you. I hope that you learned something here. All right, and if you like what you hear and see, please feel free to like, to share, and to comment. I really appreciate your time that you spend with me here. All right, and that's all my sharing for today. I'll see you again next week. All right, on Monday. So before I finish here, I want to wish you a happy weekend. All right, and I hope that you enjoy yourself with your family at home. Okay, and this is Richard Quek here from Malaysia, wishing you good night and goodbye.